I'm Sean Paul, Project Management Trainer at PM1 World Education. Today, we will be focusing on Task 10, Build a Shared Understanding. Conflict is often related to misunderstandings. The first step is to understand where things are going wrong. They can often come from a lack of understanding of expectations, and that is, when expectations of others don't pan out, it often leads to resentment, which then brews discontent, which then causes conflict. There are many sources of misunderstandings, but specific situations can differ, so understanding root causes is really important. Common sources of misunderstanding include using the wrong choice of medium, having a difference in understanding how acronyms and terms work, language skills, cultural differences, poor listening skills, negativity bias, as well as others. Consensus building is used to resolve conflicts and make decisions when these involve multiple stakeholders in complex issues. Consensus actions can sound like, let's see if everyone in the team is in agreement. Let's survey everyone to check if they are in agreement. Let's see how the rest of the group feels about this. Consensus building. Identify the issue the group wants to reach consensus on. Make sure that you have the right people in the room for the discussion. Don't leave people out who can block or derail the group decision. And make sure that the participants can legitimately speak for the groups they represent. Design a process and allow the participants to suggest any changes to the process so no legitimate stakeholder feels their interests are being ignored, and make sure to agree on ground rules for participant behavior. Each stakeholder is likely to have different hidden concerns about the issue, and will probably explain exactly what they think the core problem is in a different way. A problem definition and analysis needs to happen next, which will allow each different stakeholder to say exactly how they see the issue, and why it's important from their point of view. Step 5. Next, there needs to be identification and evaluation of alternate solutions. Before the group decides on any one course of action, it's best to explore a variety of options or alternative solutions. This is incredibly important in multi-party disputes, because it is unlikely that any single option will satisfy all parties equally. Parties should be encouraged to develop creative options that satisfy their interests and other interests. 6. Eventually, the choice is narrowed down to one approach, which is adapted to meet the needs of all legitimate stakeholders in the process, and on which all stakeholders can agree on. Consensus building is different from majority rule decision-making in that everyone involved must agree with the final decision. 7. Approval of the agreement. The negotiators then take the agreement back to their constituencies, where needed, and try and get it approved. 8. The final stage of consensus building is implementing the agreement. Consensus building often results in creative and strong agreements, but actually implementing them is a separate task.